Hey friends, Matt Holtzman here for this week's assignment, and I chose this week. It was a difficult decision, so you're going to see a hybrid. And I know that wasn't the actual assignment. I had to pick one, and I'm totally coloring outside the lines a little bit. I couldn't make up my mind whether I wanted to go longitudinal or central, and so I'm trying in my own design to accomplish both in some ways. Probably more longitudinal than central. I will give you my amazing architectural design, and there you have it. CT stands for communion table up at the front, and trying to get it into the pews that are there. People will be sitting, but also trying to make it so central, but also trying to create a longitudinal approach to be able to basically get at two different values that I'm trying to accomplish. One is the transcendence of God, mystery of who He is, as well as His immanence. Trying to go for both. So here we go. So I picked a longitudinal kind of approach to this, to where people are going to be more farther away from the communion table than others, so that people could be able to, in their high ceiling kind of environment, be able to lift their eyes up, be reminded of the holiness of God. And so that's one of the reasons for the longitudinal. The image of Christ that I really want to be able to put forward in this is that of King. So whenever you think of all hail the power of Jesus' name, and songs like that, that's kind of the transcendent part that I'm trying to get to. And in that as well is the ark of salvation. So a lot of the study on the tabernacle or in the temple in the old days was one of where the people moved from the outer courts into the Holy of Holies type place. And if communion was to be done in a way that was be like intinction, where people are coming forward to be able to receive from the table, that would be really cool. However, I also wanted to make Christ accessible. And so the centrality of this, if you look at it, is when people are worshiping, they can see each other. It's not that they're just stacked up in rows that are just facing the front, but it's also not in a big round to where we wouldn't be able to use screens and technology that might need, things like walls to be able to hang on. So, but I also wanted people to be able to see one another so that I could get at the image of the church being the family of God, so that when we worship, we realize that we're not isolated in our worship. We come together as a family of God. The image of Christ that helps us with that as well is, where am I? Oh, it's the suffering servant, I guess, is where that would be, number 5. I don't know what the image of Christ, what is it that I'm trying to say about that? Oh, I'll move on. The things where this opens up for us, I think, is that we are able to capitalize on seeing one another in worship as well as seeing the table clearly. And I think it also opens up the understanding of God's transcendence, as well as His immanence. Probably where it closes down for people is that if they came from a tradition that is longitudinal only, they might actually witness a lack of reverence in this space. Likewise, if people came from a truly central orientation, they might think that I'm trying to accomplish too much with one space, which maybe I am. So who knows? I may not have done this right. But this is my video for this week, and I hope I said something that might be worthy of listening to.